leave it off for the moment. No clicky clacky, get no wacky. All right, Cabbage, remind me what all happened last session.
I think I missed it, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
That's why he asked you.
That's why he asked me.
Yeah, it was
a pop quiz after you saw the recording.
Pop quiz, chuckle nuts.
No, they, give me a second to drink coffee real quick.
Coffee at this hour? Are you insane?
Yes.
You know him. It's rhetorical.
Also, coffee, I've actually found coffee to help me get sleep in decent dosages, not fucking like, slamming it. To reiterate what happened last time, the convoy got back on the road,
right,
and they headed towards the fortress, aka this kind of surrounded, half-ass walled city where the vault, where most of the vault dwellers grew up, where the vault is. And the convoy in question was about to be assaulted by I believe a vertibird, and I think it was Zukov that shot it out of the air.
Yeah,
nice.
And then they got up to the walls, and then I do believe that it was the half-working, double-trained plow thing that crashed through the main gate. Wasn't that correct, Draco?
Yes, the thing crashed to the gate.
Yeah. And then after that, chaos ensued. Guards being hung, people being dragged behind skidoos, people being shot. A lot of chaos and screaming.
Tiananmen Square.
Yeah, Tiananmen Square. Quite literally, there was a Tiananmen Square moment where a guard was being chased out, I believe, shortly after Doc Boo was ambushed by somebody that was going to grenade him, which he ended up getting a precog of that happening and was able to prevent it. But because of that moment, one guard ran out into the opening and Michelle drove him over. Sasha.
I imagine it was a Austin Powers steamroller moment.
Yes.
You have so little time to get out of the way.
Yep. Just screaming the whole time. Anyway, so in all that chaos and ensue, Cabbage was tasked with a mission of more stealthy nature and took two people with him. And when the chaos started, he stuck off and he was going to head towards the prison that was on the northeast side of the fortress. And while you were sneaking there, all the while there was an assault on the main control center and the power plant. The power plant was mostly assaulted by Draco's crew, who, with using a power armor, some blunt force, and sacrificing a bunch of your people, regular rebel.
The rebel rabble?
Yeah, the rebel rabble. They were able to take out some flame turrets, and then were able to access the power plant. Juggernauted through several doors. Juggernauted through several people, and then eventually Juggernauted through somebody's throat. After several Juggernautings happening, the power plant was under Draco and his gang's control. They were able to squeeze a guard for all he's worth, and got a bunch of information out of him, and they took over the power plant. And the moment that happened, they got a call from Zukov about they had radioed to the group that they had taken over the power plant. All while that was happening, Zukov and Sasha, Zukov with his three buddies, assaulted the command center. The tank was used as suppression fire for quite a while Zukov's men got to a better position, and eventually were able to get high enough to assault on top of this little command center, which you can kind of think of as like a little bailey, has like a little castle, little wall. It's more of a large building with a large concrete building with a small wall in front of it, and that was being assaulted by the Sasha and Zukov. Zukov was able to take down a sniper, kept the wall suppressed while Sasha came up closer. Eventually, Zukov was having issues and radioed concern that there was another vertibird that wanted to take off or was an unknown. Sasha ended up using her one and only tank shell. Oh, which reminds me, Zukov basically took the 3 tank shells that Sasha had in the tank, combined them with a bit of weirdness and stuff, and made one really big actual functional bomb. I was originally going to say each one of these could easily, chunk a building. But Sasha actually ended up firing it at one of the main towers, causing a lot of the suppression and problems, and just destroyed it.
Boom.
While that was happening, Zukov and his group started to rain fire down on the people inside, eventually getting down onto the wall. Sasha ended up ramming the gate a couple times and got the rabble into the gate. And while Zukov was going down there, took control of the fuel oil, was said, hey, we got control of this power station, but they cut off the fuel supply. Zukov's like, good timing. I can fix that. He rerouted the fuel. Power station's under your guys' control. Power of the fortress came back online. And all while this was happening, there was Doc Boo was kind of dogtailing the small child. At one point, Doc Boo was just trying to survive in this little bit of chaos and his group of people that trust him when Milo showed up and asserted his dominance. Doc also asserted his dominance, and then it was dick swinging contest, and eventually they're just like, hey, both of us got big dicks, let's go somewhere else with them. And they did. They went towards the vault because the little kid got a strange feeling of something dragging him closer, and found out that the mass actually left Milo. And so they ended up going towards the vault, eventually making it there, entering into a facility where it was just basically like a simple office building, some vault tech memorabilia here and there, but it was mostly just empty office. They made their way through the building and eventually found a small garage door thing, and they opened it up when the power came back on just at this perfect timing, and saw that they had found the vault opening, in which they had gotten a radio crackle. Where was that? Got it rolled down.
A spotlight illuminates the door. Over the radio, we hear it crackle. My grandfather told me you fucking would eventually return. It's about time you came home. Cut to black.
What he said, but in this voice. Anyway. Yeah, and that's where we left off. So we're going to cut right to Cabbage and I'm going to speed you along a little bit. I had a couple things planned for you initially, but we're just going to pop through them, and I kind of summarized it a bit. So your small group was assigned a very rare resource, C4.
Yes.
But you only have 3 men, so you see 3, there's C4 anyway. So you have a package of C4, and you are specifically going to be using this to breach the prison.
Okay.
You snuck your way through a lot of guards. You guys were able to make it there fairly quietly, doing a couple of silent takedowns, sneak that shit, all that kind of stuff. You encountered a very interesting incident where at one point you actually saw this weird, dark, animal-ish creature run past you and then tear through the guards that you were like, well, how do we get past these guards? It's impossible. And then that thing runs through, rips them apart, and then continues straight through the gate you were going through and continues off towards the northern part of the facility.
Damn, that's convenient.
Yeah, and so you guys...
We look at each other like, what?
Works
Well, that's
for
a
me.
pretty...
Yeah, so... you snuck through that. You ended up getting around to the area you needed to, and now you are currently right in front of, positioned the wall that you believe, if you were to put the C4 on and blow a hole through, you'll be in the prison block. And then your hope is to get up to whatever controls or open the doors and free those 50 odd or so people. They say there's hundreds of people here. You're not really sure. You were told by Communique that when you used to occasionally hear the guards back in the old place, that you feel like the number's probably closer to 50. But yeah, we see Cabbage and these 2 other guys. We see the one guy go to put the C4 on the wall, put in the little tides for it, or the tines for it, and then go to set it. All while we see Cabbage standing there nodding, yeah, this is going exactly to plan. My initial cut for you before we went to that last scene with, would have been the last scene with Shoop or Milo and Boo, would have been, we see one of the people, the guy behind you, glaring at your back. So we cut to you. The C4 is placed, and your guys are with you, and you're back, and the wall's about to blow. Do you have a plan in mind of how to, once you're in, are you gonna just go loud, or are you hoping to
we're using C4, so it's already going to be loud. We don't know what's on the other side of this wall.
Yes.
Exactly. We don't know the disposition of any guards, but they're definitely going to be surprised. So I think we go in fast and hard and take advantage of the confusion.
Okay. Sweet.
I'm not very hard.
No.
Doc.
All right. Go ahead.
I said, talk to Doc. He can fix that.
Right.
I got holes in me.
Here, take this blue pill.
I mean, I'm happy to patch people up, but I don't think I'm with you physically at the moment.
Not at the moment.
Not at the moment. All right. So, going in with a bang. Gotcha. If you wanted, Cabbage, do you have any barter?
Barter is like money.
Barter is a lot of things. It could be anything.
I have one barter.
If you use that one, so basically, this last session, if any of you have barter, and you want a thing, like Ben told me there's this problems, and I could use this thing I don't have. If you have barter, say I use barter for that thing.
Yeah, I remember I have this thing in my backpack. Yeah.
Yep, exactly. So would you like to have something going into this fight, or a thought I just had is, would you like this C4 to be tuned in such a way that it's only enough to blow a hole, right?
Right.
If it would only blow a hole, and the people in that room or watching that room would know what's going on, but no one else in the prison would know what's going on.
Oh, so it would be a really quiet explosion.
Yeah. A SWAT C4 charge or a SWAT sword.
Maybe you're upgrading it to det cord.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, there we go. Just like a square of it or something.
Yeah, and I mean, this is like a stick and concrete reinforced wall, so it's not. I believe whatever you would have, I could say you could get through it. So it's up to you. Do you want like a weapon, an armor, or do you want to make this C4 quiet?
I have a hunting rifle, so yeah, let's make this a more stealthy incursion, and I'll spend the barter. So I just drop the quantity to 0, I guess.
Yep.
A whole lot of
And
good
then-
that rifle's going to do you in CQC.
A butt's a butt.
CQC. Yeah,
Close quarter
I can use it
combat.
as a club.
Yeah. All right, cool. So I think this deserves a roll of some sort. Oh shit! I realized I brought up all my stuff and I didn't bring up.
In the Fallout video game, I almost always just use a sniper rifle no matter where I am.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, most of those. I was actually gonna turn on my camera.
That's two mods. You cannot play Fallout 4 without these two mods. And you need Space Ranger Dance and Sheriff Garvey.
Space Ranger Dance.
Don't forget Sheriff Garvey. They work in gangs.
Huh. Interesting. I lost my webcam. Anyway, I forgot to bring up Foundry. Let me go do that real quick. Or Ben, did it save my password? Actually, it looks like Andrew's not in here either.
Oh shit, that's right. We gotta.
Oh right,
Yeah.
it needs to be in a fucking Chrome browser for.
Don't freaking. My brain ain't here, okay?
Andrew, let's be honest. Did you ever have a brain?
I haven't slept for like 3 days. Well, I haven't slept properly for 3 days.
Okay. Sorry, trying to do this all on 4 monitors while standing is weird.
Floormongers.
You're standing?
Yes, I am. I kind of need to with how everything's set up right now.
No wonder you sound so close to the mic.
Yeah. Also, I had to tweak some of my settings, thinking that thinking I broke something. Michelle, Michelle, where was my sign-in password?
It should be pinned in our private chat.
Look at that.
She wrote it down on that sticky note.
Basically what it is. Okay.
Your voice suppression is off, but I assume that's for your soundboard.
Yep. Okay, now I have all that up. All right. Let me actually... Sorry, I was cranking over my window. All right. Cabbage, how about you get me to roll something? Or get you to roll something.
So, I mean, go aggro, I guess, maybe, but I could also maybe inspire my two dudes.
Yeah, I'm just looking for some role to accommodate this explosion. Either the explosion going really well, or like the attack, the initial attack going well.
Well, I can rally to the cause. I could. That would be just to inspire my dudes as we go through the breach.
Yeah, if you want to go ahead and do that for me.
You want to live forever?
Not today.
Attack somebody you name. The first
you can
person
hold.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, you can hold the action.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I give a rousing speech, and then we hit the button.
Okay. Yeah. So we see you kind of quietly whisper in a rousing, inspiring speech.
Well, I think there's a way you can do that and make it be effective. There's just like you know, significant looks, significant nods, dashing grin.
Yeah.
That can inspire confidence.
All right. Cool. So you want to attack somebody you name is the thing you're holding.
Well, I don't know who.
I suppose it's
I don't
a
have
hold.
to choose yet, but
Yeah, you don't have to choose yet. All right. Okay. So. Yeah, we see the two of you, or the three of you, in a small alleyway off to the side, and you detonate it, and there's just this kind of, there's a bang, but it's we actually see a camera from inside, from like a couple rooms over. We see a couple guards talking, and they're like, are we gonna go and help? Like, are we going to fight, or are we just here with these idiots? And he's like, you know what he said, we gotta help. Or you know what he said, we gotta stay here and we gotta watch the prisoners. And we just hear a thump, and they're like, another mortar shell. And yeah, so you breach in, and the three of you run through the hole, and you can see you've actually gotten it near perfect. You actually ended up blowing into part of a cell and killing the occupant. But you blew open the door, or the cell door on the right. So you're coming slightly into a cell, but also into the walkway between. There's cells on either side. It's 2-floored. So there's cells, a catwalk up ahead or above. On the very far end, you can see this, what's it called? Trying to think. We'll just say a glass, bulletproof, window. And you see someone standing, stand up and look out the window, and they're grabbing something and running towards the door. You can act first. You see there's not every cell has people in it, but there are people around you. These doors look like, actually, I'll let you figure this out, but go ahead and tell me what you would like to do first.
Well, let's get out into the hallway between the hallway that the cells are occupying, and then quick look down the. I'm assuming it's like a hall, and then just rows of cells. So looking for guards.
So far, you only saw the one guard that was in the window.
Okay. And then maybe I'll just. So the prisoners here are there are people, right? These are people that might be willing to help us, right?
Hard to say. How about you give me read a person? I think read it.
Let's do a quick assess of the old situation.
Yeah, because it's not like when you say your people, you have your people at the foundry, but there's also people that they've been taking into.
So close to a full success.
Right. So go ahead and give me ask one of those questions.
Yeah, look at the nearest one. Why are you prisoners here? Who are you?
So you're asking.
I want to know why they're prisoners and who they are. Let's see. Yeah.
I mean, that's good enough. That's good enough. I don't need it to be exact matching. So a couple of them holler at you, let us out, but you're assertive,
they're all gonna say that, but
you're assertive, and a couple of them are I was captured roaming the wastes, looking for food for my family. And then one of the ones is I was a driver at the foundry, the place where you're from, or not the foundry, it'd be a processing plant. And they threw me in here after I tried to drive off the road. So it seems like there's a mix. There's people that would be from your place, and that a couple others affirm. Some people aren't even saying anything. They're just hey, let us out. Or the emotional, and they're like hitting the grates.
Who wants to earn their freedom today?
Everyone hits the gates and says, "We do," or like us. Yes, me. Like,
Yeah, man. Yeah, I don't
Actually-
care. Chaos is the goal here. So let's.
Can you do me a favor, because it is like some of these people are going to be a bit fearful? How about you give me like some type of roll to like really commit them? I think a lot of the like you're pretty sure that when you open these doors, everyone's going to leave. Maybe a couple might be stupid enough to stay, or maybe they can't move. But
I use my.
this is more to
I use
see
my-
how many like follow you.
Can I use my hold from rally to the cause? I know that wasn't necessarily for these people, but I think that this is. Yeah, let's just. We are here to liberate. What is the cartel that we've been enslaved by called?
I think I did give them a name. It's somewhere deep in my notes, but basically they're known as they're like, we'll just say the Forever Winter Raiders or something like that.
Yeah. We are here to take down the Forever Winter Raiders and take back our freedom. Who is with me?
Yeah, and which one of those actions are you telling them? Like,
Let's
attack the
say
guard. Like you say a someone, but I'm assuming.
attack the guards.
Okay.
And
I think
that I
that's good.
think will be. Yep, I think that's what we need to do. Yep.
Okay. So
So yeah, just with my two guys to start throwing open cell doors. They're locked? I assume.
they are locked.
Is it like one of those things where you can pull a lever and they all open at once?
Give me read a sitch.
Read a sitch, which is down here somewhere. Boom. Well, I'm rolling okay tonight.
Right.
Which enemy is the biggest threat? What should I be on the lookout for?
Right. So you were asking specifically about these doors.
Yep.
You're pretty sure wherever that, judging by a little bit of wiring that you can see, that they probably could be done manually if you had the key or the unlocking mechanism that would unlock all these manually. But you're pretty sure that there's a open all or like shut all switch in the area where you saw the glass. Speaking of which, a door slams open from up top, second row where the glass was, and 3 guards come out and start firing.
Yeah, we take cover.
Behind what?
Well, I guess there isn't much to take cover behind.
Nope.
Well, return fire, I guess. There's not much else to do.
Sounds like act under fire.
Act under fire is a thing I can do.
Mm-hmm.
On a 10 plus, you do it. Ugh.
On a 7+, you kind of do it. Hesitate or stall. The MC offers you a worse outcome, a hard bargain, or an ugly choice.
You flinch, hesitate, or stall.
I'll say an ugly choice. You can either retreat back outside and use that as cover and take pot shots, maybe risking that more guards show up, or you and your group take a condition and a severe wound, but you're able to start firing back.
I'll take the latter.
Okay, go ahead and give yourself the. Let me open up the conditions. Can you just read off the conditions for me real quick?
Shattered, crippled, disfigured, broken.
Disfigured.
Oh, come on now.
Yeah, you get shot in like the side of the mouth. It like cuts through, like splitting the side of your cheek open. But you get out your hunting rifle, you start firing back. So okay, you can go ahead and exchange harm.
So I take a harm.
We will see. Can someone roll the exchange harm thing? Actually, you specifically.
I don't know this
It's a
one.
set of rules. I just need to see them in front of me.
Exchange harm.
There you go.
Cool, thank you. All right, cool. So their attack rating is 2 harm, and their armor is 1. So you have a small.
2.
Yep. So if you have 2, and you do have a couple people with you, but they aren't super well equipped either. You're meant for stealth, so we're just going to use your damage. What's your armor?
I have a fashionable trench coat, which is -1 armor.
Okay, you take 3 harm.
Ouch.
Bills.
Yeah,
Well-
you take 3 harm. That wound on your face was pretty rough, but you said you deal 2 damage?
Yes.
Yeah, you kill one of the guards. There's still 2 left. They retreat to the sides, and you don't have a gang, but I'm gonna have you roll. The next roll you're gonna do is your gang acting. So tell me what they do. We're gonna say that they're +1 hard, and 0 everything else. -1 charisma. Or hot. There we go. -1 hot, -1 cool, but they have +1 hard.
Well, then they're gonna go aggro.
Okay, go ahead and roll me up a go aggro. Yeah, and it's say small versus small, so no extra armor to that.
So it'll be a +1 then 2, so it'll be a 9.
All right, so that is they choose one of the following.
The hell
They
out of the way.
choose.
Barricade.
So I choose. First your hand, suck it up. Cave and do what you want. Get the hell out of the way. Barricade the cell securely in. Give you something they think you want. Tell you something you want to hear. Back off calmly, hand over the ghost. They're actually they're gonna flee into the room and barricade themselves in.
I'm back.
Welcome back. So, what do you guys do? You're pretty hurt. Your 2 guys are fine. Oh, go ahead and there was a harm. So 0-0. They took it. Yeah, that's what it is. Your gang has 2 HP. They took and 1 armor. They took 1 hit. One of your guys, we'll say the guy who's putting the C4 on, is hurt, not killed. And the other guard is killed, and the other guard runs into the office and starts barricading himself in. So where do you go from here?
See if I can find locate the control panel to open the cells. Because
It's in the room. He's barricaded in.
Asshole. I am going to. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
How
Wait,
about
first. It's what they put in flashbangs.
I don't have any other.
how about I give you a moment to think about that, and I cut to another person real quick.
Sure.
Okay, so let me get back to my notes. Right. So Draco and the Buckaroos. You guys have control over the power plant, and one of your guys runs up to you and says, "Hey, Draco, I found something out you're gonna want to know."
What is that?
Turns out there's some guy, some premier or whatever. He's the control center. I think that's the place where Zukov and Sasha are. Apparently this guy has got some fancy ass power armor. Sounds pretty dangerous. I don't know if the small group that Zukov went with and Sasha, it's in the building, so Tasha can't take her tank with her.
Or can she?
I mean, it's a tank. It makes its own door.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm just gonna say we're gonna kill Dozier this thing. It gets stuck
All right, well,
on.
well, we happen to be unlucky because we have our own power armor.
Igor like stands there's like, yeah. Rev.
I can't find my website with Russian names.
It is Igor. I wrote it down. Okay.
I'm keeping a list of every gang member I actually name off. And
I did not do that. Only Igor.
The problem is these are all popular Russian names, so people in the players are we already have a Sasha, we already have Igor and Dmitry and Alexei. Okay. Well, we got Igor. I'll take some of the boys down there, and we'll make sure everybody's all squared away. And you'll point at one of the workers. You shall entertain those lads as in our absence.
So you're gonna just leave one of your guys behind?
No. What I'm saying is I'm going to take Igor and 2 other guys, and I'm pointing at one of the random power plant workers. You entertain the rest of the boys while we're gone.
Ah, so you're leaving your most of your gang behind at the power plant.
Yeah, we don't want to lose the power plant.
Fair enough. Cool. So sweet. Okay, cool. That's the information I exactly needed. Yeah, so you start rolling out with Igor. What'd you say, 2 other people?
Yeah, I'm gonna say I can't pronounce that name, so I'm gonna say Anastasia and Come on, a name we haven't used yet. Marat.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're gonna start. Yeah, you see as you're like leaving, your gang has like there was a point where you turned around and you're like dealing with the technician and getting the power routed and everything and talking with Igor, planning stuff. And at some point you turned around and your gang is now more armored and has more weapons. Just suddenly, looks like a lot of mix and match guard outfits.
I love how resourceful everyone is.
So
It
you
really
get a
warms
choice.
my heart.
You get a choice. +1 armor or +1 harm.
They're gonna go with harm.
Okay, so they got +1 harm. Cool. All right, we're gonna jump back to Cabbage real quick because I need to progress your story ASAP. Cabbage.
Well, a charge is out of the question. So, let's see. Hold on. No, I don't. I'm not as charismatic now that my hot is reduced. Can I like read a sitch and look for anything that might help in the situation? Like,
Sure, go ahead.
yeah, I just want to get like I don't think like the dust hasn't really settled, so I don't really know that I've really gotten a great view of this place yet. So let's see what we got. There we go. So let's see here. So the guard that I need to get at is barricaded in the room
Yes.
where the button is.
Yes. Switch button, lever.
Switch button, lever
Range angler.
controls. Is there? What's the best way in? What's the best way in?
Okay. To be honest, to answer that question would be if you had another explosive or you had
Do not.
a battering ram, probably. It's a solid steel Soviet cold era steel door. And he like threw down a lever because this door was made in the off chance that people escaped or started rioting. So
He's not actively shooting at me now.
No, he's like on the other glass, like just kind of like looking at you, like holding his gun. I will give you this piece of information because the other thing
Is his
useful.
comrade laying on the ground dead?
Yeah, right outside by you, but he's shaking.
He's shaking.
The guy inside is shaking.
Oh.
He's holding his AK. He's staring at you through the glass.
I was
and
gonna
he's
say
shaking.
like get like a key from the guy that's laying on the ground, but
You could check.
yeah, let's search him real quick. Or I'll have one of the other guys search him while I try to read this guy's read a person. Can I do that?
Yeah, go for it.
Read a person is a start. Okay. Ugh, god dang it.
Ask anyway, but prepare for the worst.
What does he intend to do?
He intends to stay alive. And
okay.
I'll just say, because I don't have a good option for this, we're going to say you don't. The complication here is you don't find a key on the other guard.
Oh, okay.
That guy who's in there, he's the one with the manual key as well.
Yeah, okay, so I'll try to mime to him. Can he hear me? Can we communicate?
Yeah, he can hear you. It's
You
muffled.
open cells and we leave. Easy.
Sounds like a roll.
Let's see.
And let me ask you this before you roll. Are you lying?
I am not lying.
Okay. Then you know how you expect to roll.
I'll let him live if he lets me live.
Oh, you're no bullshit. Would it make him into a success?
No, it just lets him always ask, are you telling the truth?
Oh,
Well, I'm more, yeah.
okay. So, real quick, what question would you want to ask him that he could,
Will you just stay in that room and not come out?
yeah, the truth he gives you is that if you leave through the hole you came in through, he will not.
That is not happening. We're gonna go back down that hallway with all these freed people, and we're gonna take over this place. That's what's gonna happen. We're gonna go deeper in.
Okay. Well, roll your convincing thing. Maybe you can.
This is revolution. Let's seduce or manipulate.
Don't you have a skill?
Well, there's rally to the cause, constant. Well, unflappable persona. Does that help? Do something under fire. What do you do something under fire? You can roll hot instead. Oh, I didn't even think of that.
Stonewall Jackson.
What was that?
Stonewall Jackson.
Stonewall Jackson.
Anytime he acted under fire, he was basically being charismatic.
Yeah, I guess it's just gonna be manipulate. I mean, I can't see anything else that fits right now.
Okay, choose to manipulate. Go for it.
Or manipulate. Boom. Oh yeah, I'm disfigured. Yeah. Well, there's a 9 anyway.
Simon, you rolled +1.
I was trying to second Michelle's comment.
Oh, gotcha.
Well, it always it gives you your little checkbox for, oh, does this modifier apply? And it does.
Okay, so 7 and 9, they'll go along with you, but they need some concrete assurance collaboration of edits first. So he just relents and says, fine, I'll stay in this room if you don't come back to me.
Yeah, I can't open it. You're just gonna have to trust me, sir.
Okay, he does. He opens the cells.
All right, I just start rallying everybody. Let's get down the hallway. Let's go.
Yeah. So this is the other part. This is the other part.
Our friends.
Speed you along.
Yeah.
This is the other jump point where I need to speed along. So you take over the prison. You now have 70-something odd people, and you have the option, but you will lose prisoners. You will lose at least half the prisoners, but you find a section of armed guards that are willing to join your cause. But if you do this, you will lose half the prisoners and they will just run back out the hole they came in through and try and leave the fortress by themselves.
I guess I don't have a problem with that.
So you'll have 44.5 of a person. Let's say 45 people. And
I call dibs on the half guy.
There's one prisoner who's literally just like torso and arms. He's Torg Man. He's like, I got this.
Riding around on a skateboard.
Yeah. Yeah, he's in a wheelchair on a skateboard. But so you want these 10 guards to come with you?
Yeah, that sounds great. If they're willing to join us, they have guns. And anyone who wants to go their own way, they can do that because, that's what a revolution is all about.
Yep. And the other prisoners say, nope, not going to trust them. And they tell you that basically they were a group of survivors that ended up being pretty powerful. But when the raiders came along, they realized that it was better to sublimate than go with them. So they've just been begrudgingly following their lead. So you have 10. You have 10, two armor, 1 harm guards.
Nice.
And you have a bunch of rebel rousers that are 0 armor and 0 harm additional. Like they do harm, but they're only going to do harm in a scenario in which you put them in a situation where I'd say, okay, they win with numbers. They have +1 or +2.
Yeah. They're there to overwhelm and confuse.
Yep.
Okay, off we go.
Okay, cool. So your main goal out here was to take over the old school radio tower.
Yes.
The radio tower that was built by the Vault Dwellers. You come outside, you have this group of rebel rousers. You guys, they're busting up people. You kill a lot of guards. We're getting up front. Some of them have grabbed kitchen trays and strapped them to their arms, and some people have some forks. Maybe a couple got a gun or two. But you're all culminating outside. The 10 guards are kind of staying close to you because they realize how hesitant everyone is. And you guys start making your way to this tower, and you can see it. And as you get in range of it, there's this big steel tower that's obviously new compared to everything else around you. This thing looks like it was Cold War era perfection, never touched. And you can actually see really far up there used to be some flag, but it's been ripped away. And then you can see small Vault-Tec stamping on the steel here and there. But otherwise, there's a small building, and you're like, oh, this seems right up our alley, right? And you start to round a corner, and you notice that at the base of this tower there is an old school truck trailer radio jammer, and you can see people coming, moving around it, guards starting to get into positions, and you see the radio jammer start to slowly spin up. And right before you're like, that's going to be a problem, you see to your left a fucking tank. And this is the only opportunity I'm going to give you do you radio your friends far away for help?
Oh, wait, that tank is not my friend.
Yep. So
The tank is not here. That's not the cavalry.
nope, that is an enemy tank. So
Oh,
do
that
you
is an
wanna
enemy
call-
tank.
Yep.
Yeah.
You wanna call for
Well,
help?
yeah. We're just take cover and then bust out the radio and start and then warn them that there is a tank here and it is very Soviet looking.
Great.
And maybe we need backup.
Okay. Yeah. So we cut back to Draco and the Buckaroos, and Draco, you're the couple you're leaving, and Igor's like, "Hey, boss, you think we should tell them, Sasha and Zukov, about the big P guy?
The big what?
I forget what the word was. The guy in like the armor like me, the one we're going to help.
The power armor guy?
Yeah.
I thought they already knew.
Should we warn Zukov about it?
Why? You'll figure it out.
Okay. So as he says that, and you guys are like walking along, you hear come over the radio like Cabbage, yelling, "I need help over at the radio station."
Yeah.
Cabbage, go ahead and tell me what you're like. Say what you were saying over the radio.
There's a big fucking tank here. We need help. We need backup at the radio tower.
And as he was talking, the radio cuts out, and there's this blaring static, and all your guys are like, "Oh, boss, shut it off."
Just turned it off. I don't have anti-tank. Do you have anti-tank?
Igor's like, "I am tank."
Yeah, but we need you for help with the other big guy.
Right. Sasha, she tank. We're going there anyway. Tell her to go.
Yeah, that works. Let's go get Sasha.
Yeah, so you guys start like hustling through the snow, and we see like a whip of flurries come up, and then we cut to Sasha. You're back in the tank off of the main gate here, and the rebel rouse have come through. Zukov has climbed on top of the wall. He's run across. Zukov, executioner style, takes out a couple guards, kicks another one. One of his guys kicks him off the wall. The rebel rouse come over there and just start punching him. And you guys, both Zukov and you, Sasha and you, your objective was to take this command center. That was your job.
We
and
already
you
took
hear-
command center.
No, you took control over the fuel oil thing. There's actually this big concrete building that's the command and control center. The fuel oil controls are outside.
Ah, gotcha. So that was just the fuel oil controls.
Yep, the fuel oil controls you can tell were added on to the corner of this building, like as an afterthought. Like this wasn't a part of the original construction of this building.
I see.
Yeah. So you hear over the radio, Sasha and you, what Cabbage said, and then right before he's about to explain, I'm at the radio. He big old static cuts over the radio. So I'll say, for brevity's sake, Zukov, you are standing next to the tank, and Sasha, you have poked your head up out of the tank, and you two can have a conversation about that.
I've probably swapped roles with Hammer, giving her the grenade launcher and taking over the shield bearing.
Yeah.
Did my stand Overwatch role from last game get used up?
No, but we can. I'll say, since you didn't get used up, I'll give you a +1 going forward next time you use your tank on something.
Okay.
So
No condition to fight. Threat inverted bird. Threat in the command center.
Could I patch him up, or I think I used the med kit last time?
there's a fresh med kit, so you can throw it to him.
I guess I'd toss it to him.
Right,
Patch him up,
Zukov,
whichever he
we'll say
wants.
for the sake of it, Zukov, your conditions and health are restored.
Oh,
One of your guys with you is pretty handy with a suture.
that would probably be. Oh, what the hell did I name him?
You have
Ricket. There we go.
yeah, Ricket, Krakus, and Hammer.
Yeah, he's always tweaking on drugs. He probably knows meds.
Right. So yeah, Ricky comes up to you. It's he actually grabs the pack out of the hand as Sasha's throwing it to you. It's like, I got you, buddy, and is starts stupidly fast, going through your wounds, crazy accurate. So now that you're healed up, Cabbage is calling for help at the radio tower, but you have to take over this command and control center.
His problem. Likely more surprises if they have two vertebrae. It's really hard for me to speak Russian with this sore throat.
Right.
Yeah.
Krakus, standing next to you, says, "Well, Sasha, you have a tank.
Can I get in the building without knocking it over?
What? No, to go help Cabbage.
Oh,
He's saying.
oh.
No, to help Cabbage.
Right.
Tank with no ammo was last round.
Yeah,
It's like the LMG and ramming.
If they have tank, they may have had ammo elsewhere. Perhaps made ammo on site. Where would that be?
Good point. Don't suppose we have any idea.
Read a sitch?
Yeah, go for it.
Just let me figure out how to do that again. Oops, not that button.
Wait, can I help him read a sitch?
Yeah, you can use the help action.
Okay.
Oops, not that button. What the hell did I just do? No, go away. Ah, here we go. Character sheet. Or is it the moves sheet?
It's in your character sheet.
Okay, yeah, here it is. Okay.
Oh,
And then, okay, so you did not help. Just leave that be. All right, so Andrew, go ahead and ask one of those.
That's one. Oh, right.
Just roll the right one. You rolled read a person, not read a stitch. Try again.
Oh, oops. Sorry. Brain's not quite here.
Okay. Ask one anyway, but prepare for the worst.
I guess. Where's my best escape route / way in / way past?
For you, the control tower would be the main entrance at the moment.
Okay, so they keep the tank ammo in there.
Well, So you wanted to phrase that in where's the best route to find ammo way in, way past, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
If she's going to face a tank, she'd probably best have ammo for it.
Right. It would be the ammo depot, which would be near the command and control center.
is that in the direction of the enemy forces?
Yes.
All right.
Right.
Guess I'll head on out to reinforce and see if I can get the ammo on the way.
Okay, so you're gonna head to the ammo depot?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. While she's doing that, I suppose we'll secure the vertibird. I don't believe we have the forces to take the command center. That's a pretty hard target to take. That's a pretty hard target to take. What am I thinking?
Yeah, it's a big structure, so there's probably a lot of enemies in it.
It's a very important structure, one that they'd probably be looking to protect, so I don't have the forces to take it.
Right.
Yes, secure the outside and
Yep. So you go. I'll just speed this along a tiny bit. You go over the vertibird. There's like one guard there. You have like 25 or so rebel rousers, and like you're 3 guys. So you take the vertibird easily, and you start securing the area. When we say Draco's forces show up, and as they show up, in the distance we can hear tank rounds being fired. And we cut to Cabbage, who his and his forces are now they're running through an alley, and like the main group of people are scattering in the different buildings, and we get a camera cut of him running with his small 10 guards, and then right behind him, they get slammed to the snow. And then we cut to Doc Boo and Milo, and you two, you're in front of a vault currently, and you got very eerie. Actually, Shoop, are you back?
Yeah, I am back.
Okay, sorry.
Wait.
Let's see. I am. There we go. Okay, so you're standing in front of a vault door. Well, you're standing on a gantry, like a catwalk that's overlooking a vault door. You can see that there is to the left what would be like a garage entrance that would lead down into this place from the outside.
Last I remember coming down here, I know the whatever beacon I've seen through opening the brain through this vault.
Yes. And if you like peer back into it, you can see it's, in there. Definitely beyond the vault. It's like a little bit deeper, but it's, in the vault.
Well, whatever's antagonizing me is in here as well.
Sorry, say that again.
I say whatever has been antagonizing me is in here too.
Yes.
This isn't the vault that Doc Wu came from, is it?
Yes, it is.
And is there a way back in, or does it have to be open from the inside?
There is a controller on the outside, but it requires a Pit Boy, which most of you are stripped of.
And do I know of any such devices?
Not on your group.
So can I trade my barter for one? I've got 2.
Yes, you can. We'll say on your way in, you found a very differently dressed guard that had one on him, and it looks to be the Pit Boy's modified. The screen's been like ripped out a bit, and there's like some wires going into it, and it's like hooked up to what you decide. You can tell me if you do it or not. Looks like it's like an injector that's hooked up to it like goes directly into his vein, and it's like got a separate vial of something that's still sloshing around in it.
Okay, and I'm interested in it because it's a Pit Boy, and I'm thinking about trading for it. That's the scenario here.
Well, no, you got the barter. You said, hey, can I use my barter to get this? And yes, you found this guard on the ground with a strange Pit Boy with a weird injector vial that is hooked up to the Pit Boy that looks like it goes into the guy's arm. So you just take it.
Question.
So do I have to put the thing on my arm to use it?
Yes.
Please do not share these.
You can put it on your arm, but you don't have to hook the little syringe thing in.
Yeah, maybe I'll put like something metallic between the syringe and me so it doesn't like surprise me.
Okay.
All right, well then I will go to the control panel and attempt to use the Pit Boy to do the Pit Boy thing to open the vault.
Hold that thought. Shoop, you were saying something?
For the gear that I have,
Yeah.
is my Pit Boy the same as the guard?
No. Yours is a much more sleeker Pit Boy, kind of new. It's got dried blood and stuff on it, but it's locked out to you. It's always been locked out to you.
Okay.
It does still have the little thing that you can pull out. Granted, your character doesn't know this, but I'm just letting Doc Boop, who would know this, sees the Pit Boy on the kid's arm. And then, there's a little thing you can pull out and use as well.
I probably would actually pull mine out, seeing what Doc actually grabbed, and kind of show it, just like, did you need something like this?
Yeah, but I mean, didn't we just identify that one's locked out?
No, he knows. Milo knows that, and you didn't know the kid had one because this kid's had like baggy clothes like over it the whole time.
Okay, well, we'll try that one, I guess, if this one doesn't do the trick.
Yeah. So, Milo, you go up and Doc shows you how to put it in. Do you do that?
Yeah. Do I need to actually put it on my arm, or?
It's on your arm. You can't take it off.
It's always.
Yeah, yours is bolted.
Okay.
Yeah, yours is bolted together. Where he can Doc and other people can just unclip them. Your clips are gone. It's just bolts.
Okay.
That's fine.
Yeah, I'll do that then.
Yeah. So you go to plug it in. The panel flickers yellow, goes red, and then you just hear a deny noise.
Doc can go shrug. It doesn't work.
Oh, well, my intention was to try yours if this one didn't work, but I guess we can do it in the other order. That works too.
Oh, sorry, I misunderstood that. That's okay. That's
Anyway,
not a big deal. All right, so Doc, you're gonna try yours now.
Yeah, well, this one seems functional.
Yeah. So you go pop it in the socket,
Yes, sir.
and you die.
like-
You die.
Well, it's about damn time.
not everyone.
No. Yeah, you do it, and the little hard plastic cover flips up, and there's the button glows red.
Ooh.
And I read the doc knows how to use this thing, and that's supposed to happen?
Yes, that's flips up and basically letting you know, in case you wanted to like check to see if it works, you can press the button or shut the enclosure. But you can do other things to the panel, like you can talk to the people in the vault. Once you plug this in, you can also check its statistics and environmental settings and all that stuff too from out here.
Let's check the environmentals. Is there anything exciting there?
Reactor core output unknown. O2 good. Water cyclers good. The air filtration system says unknown.
Okay.
Lighting. I think it just says air.
All right, well, we open the door. That should solve the filtration problem, and we have light, so we'll be okay.
So you're gonna open the door?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so it starts to blink, flashes, klaxons. The door starts to pull out slowly, then pull in,
I do warn the others that there may be.
Hang on. Say what?
I do warn the others that there may be unfriendly people on the other side of the door.
Yeah. So you have 2 people with you. Never name them. But yeah, the door pushed in, clicked, and slid over. And inside is a lit room. There's no one in there. You see like a little entrance walkway and then a little standing platform on either side and a little staircase that goes up. But before you can even think about that, a gantry comes out from the vault and hooks up to yours. So you can just walk into the vault.
And do I know where the radio room is within the vault?
It has an external radio blaster, but your vault had an issue with it and couldn't get to work. That's why when you went outside, you created your own.
Okay, so where were the broadcasts coming from? Where's the physical location where the person was broadcasting from? Do I know that?
It's the radio tower outside.
So it's not even within the vault at all?
No, not this specifically, no.
All right.
Milo.
I guess that works.
Oh, go ahead. Okay. Milo. Doc doesn't see it, but just inside the vault, at the end of the gantry, is the mass. And he's standing there, and for a brief moment, you see...
Gary!
No. For a brief moment, you see like another dark figure, like humanoid next to him, or it, and then it just disappears. And then the mask turns around to you and walks towards you. Again, Doc doesn't see this.
I am going to try to talk to it through our connection and go, why did you run? Why did you run here?
It looks to you and says, sister, reunite. Home from mother, father.
And am I seeing this conversation now?
No, they're talking telepathically.
When he actually says mother, or it says mother, father, home, I'll actually speak home.
Yeah, so Doc, you just
hear me.
Doc, you two of the other people are just standing there and you're like, well, let's go in. And then all of a sudden Milo's just like, home. Which, Doc, you would know to be bullshit because you people were enslaved years before this kid had to been born.
Well, I mean, he could have been somehow born here long after we left, right?
Maybe, but kid just randomly said that. Do you say anything?
No, I shrug. It's weird.
But I'll just kind of take off forward towards the mess.
Okay, yeah, so you start walking up to the mess. Doc, do you follow the kid?
Yeah, that place.
Okay. The other two look at you and say, Doc, this feels off. Shouldn't this place be more guarded?
Oh, hard to say. It's a weird place. Things inside go strange. Like I said, there could be unfriendly people in here, so, keep your eyes open.
When you say things go strange, was that normal when you used to live in the vault?
Think of a group of people that are all locked together in a place they can't get out of for a long period of time. It gets weird.
Yeah, they roll their shoulders, kind of chuckle softly to themselves, and you guys continue to walk forward. All right. We kick back to Sasha. So you and your 3 drivers and we'll say 2 other rebel rousers who are riding on the tank arrive at the armory. The armory is a hole in the ground.
Full of ammunition?
Yeah, so just all piled up nicely.
Suspended ammunition.
Yeah, it's gone.
Slowly floating, hovering, rotating.
A crater, like a massive crater, like something
Is that what the
detonated.
explosions were?
No.
Okay. Well, I guess there's nothing left. Might as well move on.
Yep. So you're gonna move towards the radio tower.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, you start going towards the radio tower. We cut to Cabbage. Give me a second. Beep, beep, beep. So yeah, we cut to Cabbage. All your people are scattered. A couple people that were really loyal to you from the prisoner group are near you, and 2 or 3 guards. But you guys are all scattered around the buildings around this radio tower. What do you want to do? You can tell that the guards at the radio tower itself, there's maybe 4 or 3 of them. It's not many, and yeah, they have some scary guns, but that's all they have. It's the tank is the problem currently. So you wait it out, or gonna try and press some type of advantage? Eric? Oh, you're muted.
What's the situation?
Your group, the guards, are all scattered in all the surrounding buildings when the tank showed up and started firing at you guys.
Yep. So we're scattered to the winds.
Yep. So how do you want to handle this? Are you hoping for help? Are you gonna try and rally people? Are you gonna try and rally people to stay safe?
We don't have any explosives. We don't have any heavy guns. Maybe I can ask one of the guards if they have a grenade or something.
Give me, what's a luck roll? What's a luck roll?
Would it be weird or just flat?
Actually, you know what? That's funny.
6.
That's funny. Just roll a weird flat.
I was gonna say,
I can do
roll luck roll. Just roll a.
I can just roll it.
Right.
Here's my weird roll. Oh, that's not good.
Complication. I mean, complication is nothing. There's just no grenade. There's a negative lack of grenades. There's
a negative lack of grenades. Wish there was a negative lack of grenades.
Sorry.
Note, I owe you 20 grenades.
Right.
You receive one anti-grenade.
One guy tells you, at some point I was supposed to be given one, but he didn't give them to me.
That's how few grenades we have.
Right.
So the buildings that we're kind of like taking cover in and around, are they part of the whole compound, or?
So it's basically, there's this like fairly large small town that has been walled off, and that's where this vault is.
Okay.
And there's like a small oil processing plant that turns fuel oil and the products of oil into actual proper good fuel.
Sure.
So there's some of that surrounded in there, but you are currently at the radio station, and it's basically the radio station was put up in what looks like a park. Like, this used to be a park at one point. So there's actually a little bit of like commercial and suburban like apartments, like Russian apartments and commerce around this park.
So it's small townish, maybe like the tallest buildings, like 4 stories, 8 stories, something like that.
Yeah.
I think we still have the advantage of stealth, or we can. This is a tank. Their visibility isn't exactly great. What I think we can do is, if I can get can I make eye contact or like signal to anybody, the guards?
I'd say a couple groups, but not all of them.
Let's see if we can kind of predict where this tank is going and see if we can't flank it, get around it, and get to the radio tower behind its back.
So what is that roll?
Moving? Is it staying still?
It's trying to patrol.
Okay, so it's kind of like,
it's not firing the main cannon anymore, but the mounted LMG is taking pot shots every once in a while.
It's fun. So yeah, I guess read a sitch is what I want to do, so that I can get a better handle on what we can do.
Yep. Go for it.
Well, there we go. So I'm looking for a way past. Where's my best way past this tank?
Yeah. So your best way past this tank is
Which enemy is the biggest threat?
The tank. The best way past you can see is taking some of the backing off a bit, taking some of the back alleys, and going to the other side of the park and trying to get around it, because it's currently just patrolling where most of the people fled in the buildings. It can't patrol the whole park. You would have too much. Your group would have a good leeway at some point. So it's staying close to where most of the people are hidden. So you can have a small gang of people, a couple of your guards, a couple rabbles. So yeah.
Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna sneak around. We're gonna get in a back alley, and we are going to because if the radio tower is like in an old park, that means there are going to be multiple alleys and avenues in, and there's only one tank. So
so go ahead and give me some type of roll to get, because it's a fucking tank. People are scared. So.
Yep. Oh yeah. So I need to rally everybody again.
Yep. Rally or seduce, manipulate.
Rally to the cause. It's my go-to. Although I lose 1 for being disfigured.
It doesn't matter.
I actually rolled a success.
Yeah. Hold 2.
Hold 2. Let's see if I want to.
Remember, you can spend 1 and hold another, or hold both.
Let's spend 1 to try to get whoever I can see to follow me back down the alley, which I don't think is going to be a hard sell.
Go together to a place you name.
Yeah.
Yep. So cool. Yeah, you round up.
And keep an lookout for anybody else as we go back. Or there might be somebody that was hiding in cover behind us. Grab them, pick them up as we go along to get to like the next alley intersection or road intersection, and then start moving around, which is going to take longer, but that's what we got to do.
Yep. So you pick up a couple other folks. You still end up with a small gang of people. And at this time, Sasha, you are coming down the road, and you actually can see
I'll be right back.
the ass end of the tank rolling down a small road before it disappears again. And you come into this, you can see the radio tower, and you can see this park that it's built into, and you can see kind of the half-assed defenses that are around it. And you can see where the tank recently fired, because there's like smolder and there's some fire that seem to be firing low to the ground and on the opposite side of the park from you. So you can see, like, you saw the ass end of the tank go behind actually the radio station.
Oh, but I wanted to ram it.
You can charge it. You can take the left or right road, and then just either you can basically, unless it turns around fast enough, you can either go for a T-bone or go for an ass ride.
I guess ass ride, because it'll give it less time to turn around.
Yeah, sure. So, I need some handling, driver handling.
Dealing with bad terrain is like the handling roll.
Yeah, there you go.
What is my vehicle's handling? Gotta write that sheet again.
Probably not good. It's a tank, not a Subaru.
Right, but it can turn in one spot.
It's got +1 handling. It's better than I thought it was. So,
Okay.
so yeah, your ability +1. Partial.
Oh, I forgot to add my cool to that. So that'd be +4, or add 3 more to that roll.
So you get a 10. That is, you fly through it untouched. Yeah, so you, your goal was to ram it, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so I say that you drive through the street, this pockmarked, damaged street, and you, like, instead of going through this one crater where the intersection is, you go into the harder terrain, run over a small tree, and up back onto the road, and you just start hauling ass straight into the tank. And the tank, it's like it's behind, it's like its back armors to you, and you can see the LMG start to turn, and you just see the guy like start firing shots at your tank. It just ping, 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 it's doing nothing. But then you start seeing the tank turn around. This is where I want a combat roll.
If you have to roll hard, take or roll to seize undeniable control of something.
Okay.
Though I suppose you're using a vehicle, that might be a different roll.
Yeah, there's like shoulder another vehicle, overtake another vehicle, board a moving vehicle.
Yeah, it's the thing is, like, when you say combat rolls, like, okay, sometimes that's like 1 skill I can only use, or like 3.
Single combat. Seize by force.
Seize by force. That's the one I was thinking of.
Okay. Hope this goes well.
Okay, so seize by force. That is wow. Okay, choose 3.
Yeah.
Actually, you should roll the not roll the harm. So its harm depends. I'm gonna say that its harm can't be the cannon. It can't turn it around, and its LMG is not gonna do shit to the tank. And your gunner is ducked back inside because the LMG got the surprise on him. So I'm just gonna say the only harm that you're gonna take is hitting the tank. So we're gonna say that's just 1.
Button up.
So how much armor does your tank have?
Scrolling up. Let's see. It is 2.
Okay, so you don't take any damage. How much damage does ramming do?
Ramming is +2 addition.
Okay. So this thing has 2 armor. So now that you have all that information in hand, pick your 3.
It's probably your vehicle's massive +2 from the armor spikes.
Yeah.
Or the difference
is there's so many rolls. Let's see, V harm. So it'd be like massive minus the defending car's massive or handling defender's choice.
Its massive is 2.
Okay, so I'll want to inflict more harm, and I'm already not taking a harm.
But you're already applying your massive, so you might as well cancel each other out if you're both tanks.
Yeah, but like seize by force, I'll inflict terrible harm, suffer little harm if I was going to, and take undeniable control of it.
Cool. So do more damage, take less damage.
or assault to secure the position. So
I was gonna say, mind you aren't already taking damage from this, so you might want to pick something else for instead of the -1 harm.
You impress, dismay, or frighten your enemy. That wouldn't be a good one.
Oh, I also want to defend someone else from attack. So
right.
be
Okay, so what are the 3 you're picking? Terrible harm and
terrible harm, undeniable control, and defend.
yeah.
Someone
So,
else.
do you want me, or do you want to tell me how this looks? You're not going to destroy the tank. Say what?
I want you to do it. I'm feeling sick.
Okay. So yeah, you we get the perspective from the tank gunner in the enemy tank, and he's like, he guns like one random ribble rabble who tries to throw something at the tank. It just guns him down, and he's like, yeah, it's puka. And like he's like, he stops firing. He's like, huh? Turns the gun around, and he just starts screaming, where the fuck did that come from? Tank, tank, tank. Like, and he's like, you could see him like kicking down, like, dumbass, turn around, turn around. Yeah, he's like gunning, and he's just like screaming, run. Like, the tank is just run. The tank is like gets stuck and can't turn. It can't turn, so it starts turning the other way, and he's kicking back. He's like, no, you idiot. And then your tank just like fucking rams him. The spikes like connect and rip up the back end and like surge it forward and slamming it into a light pole, which just falls. And then there's smoke just billowing out the back of this thing. Now you've actually screwed up the motor something fierce, and the gunner is just like lost it. He's just letting every round he has focusing on you. And this tank is now immobilized, not destroyed, and you can see the turret, the actual tank cannon, is trying to go around, but it's something's wrong and it's taking a while. So we cut back to Cabbage real quick. Cabbage, you just see a fucking tank come out of nowhere and just ram this thing in the ass. It's like you guys are starting to consider when you should go across the road.
Yeah, like holding my rifle above my head, and then just doing the whole like no, and then just charging across towards the radio tower.
Stealth tank here. Anyway, so go ahead and give me another. I'm gonna let you have +1 going forward.
I do have one going forward still.
Cool.
I have one hold on rally to the cause.
Yeah, could you roll another rally to the cause with a +1 from me, and then
okay.
add your 1 going forward, what you want to do, and then whatever's on top of this. And if you get a failure, we'll just say cancels out, and you can only get the people.
Complications.
Damn.
Sweet 4. Yeah, so that's bad.
Is that doing it right? Oh, +2 -1. Okay. Wait, what did you roll? 1. What? That's not possible.
And then
you can click on the result, and it'll tell you what he rolled. He rolled double snake eyes, or double ones. I mean.
Oh, fuck.
Well, I still have 1 hold.
Yeah, you still have 1 hold. So you won't be able to rally much more to your cause, but go ahead and tell me what you do with your other hold that you had.
Let's see. I'm just like calling all of my dudes, calling all of my dudes to meet me in the middle. Get to the radio tower. Seize the radio tower.
Yeah. So
the arrows mean freedom.
So a couple of the people, like mostly the guards, come out from the building, seeing what's going on. But most of the people are kind of like caught up in this tank ramming thing, and they're just running at the tank. So that's the complication part. But yeah, the guards come over to you. So you got like 8 of the total 10 guards. You got some rabble rousers, and you're charging towards the radio tower. But when we cut, as we like seeing you like run through the snow and like holding your hand up, like waving it around, we cut to Draco similarly running through the snow and waving his arm around, but he's actually waving a lasso, and he like grips onto some random guard that they found and just like rips him down, and then the power guy comes over and just stomps his head. And you guys are out front of the command center, and you can see some rabble rousers like pointing and like cheering as they see you. So it said it was you, the power armor guy, and 2 other people. What was that, Stump?
I said yes.
Okay. Yeah, so you are now at it. Zdukov, the rebel rousers tell you like, Draco's here. He brought Igor and 2 other guys.
And the other ones.
And the other ones.
Anastasia and Marat.
Yeah, the other one.
Look at you, don't even have name tags.
I did write it down. Just funnier.
Courtyard secure, but most guards retreated into tower. No idea what's waiting.
Death.
Likely.
That is what is waiting.
Igor just runs, starts running towards the main door.
And we run headlong into it. Off we go, boys.
Fair enough.
Zukov, you have a choice. So you're gathering up troops, right? And you're going to head in. You need all the help you can get. Or are you going to leave anyone behind to watch the fuel oil control? You don't have to leave anyone behind. You can leave a rebel rouser behind, or you can leave one of your guys behind.
I will leave Krakus behind because he's got a bolt action, I think.
Yeah, cool. So yeah, Krakus is like he hits his chest, says a cant in a Korra, and yeah, you go and switch the music.
He only speaks in tongues. I imagine he's like a Borderlands psycho. Only I can understand him.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, so he like click clacks a couple times, and he climbs up on top of the small little shack, and he like lays down. He's like watching the main entrance, so it's the only door in. And the rest of you start, Igor, he's already ahead of the game, fucking grabs either side of the door where you'd normally open both doors, rips them off, and just starts like running inside. So he just like thud. And yeah, so tell me, Zukov and Draco, how you guys, like, you just going guns blazing?
Yeah, Igor will draw them out.
Okay.
As they're going in guns blazing, if we're going into close quarters, I begin replacing my grenades with rubber grenades.
Okay. Yeah. So you took the grenade launcher back?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
I
So
only
he's
took shield bearing because I was severely injured.
Right. Yeah.
Well, so you look like a mess right now, right? Is what you're saying?
No, I got fixed up by Ricket.
He looks like a mess that's been properly mended.
That's been duct taped and glued back together quite professionally.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. So go ahead, both of you. Sounds like well, actually, Stump. What role is your gang gonna do for assaulting this building? Sounds like seized by force to me.
Yes.
Okay. How about you roll that up? And Andrew Stukov, how about you tell me?
Can I fight alongside with his gang?
You can, if you'd like, you can roll the help action for his gang, to help his gang.
Just keep in mind what happened every other time someone tried to help my gang.
Right.
If you do not remember what that was, that is on you.
I actually don't remember.
Good. That's great. They get a beer at the end.
Yeah, so roll the help action, and then Stump will roll his seized by force for his gang. Actually, I think you just roll your character, don't you?
Me? Yeah, I believe so. It's
there should be an action.
Do I get a modifier for this?
+1 at least.
I'd say HX, +1. And Stock Blue actually has a
application.
Okay, so or miss and be prepared for the worst. So you don't help, and I'll think what that complication is later. Stump or Draco, go ahead and roll up your.
All right, seized by force. Success.
Very much so.
12, yeah. Oh shit, yeah.
So you know that there's two. I'm basically going to tell you there's two sections of this place, right? There's the main building, which you need to take, and then there's like the actual command and control center inside this. It's deep down in the building. So right now you're focusing on controlling the building, and the next step will be the command center.
Okay. Well,
currently there's a lot of elite guards in here, and they are dug in, and they have been waiting.
Well, I'm going to things. I can talk. The three things I'm going to choose are: you impress, dismay, or frighten your enemy.
Oh, real quick. A last thing is, your small gang, including Zukov's force and yourself, your small gang. The gang you're going up against is medium.
Okay. So I'm going to impress, dismay, or frighten the enemy.
Okay.
I am then going to suffer little harm, and I will inflict terrible harm.
Cool. Michelle, can you put up the gang chart again for me? I keep forgetting it. Thank you. Small to medium. So is that saying that
Small versus medium is 0 additional armor.
Oh yeah, because it's medium. Wait.
You read the top and then the side.
So it's medium, or is it? Oh.
You take the small gang versus a medium gang. Looks like +0.
Oh, wait, I'm confused because it says verse small, verse medium, verse large.
No, it's because squunched together the chat windows. So on the table.
I see. Single verse. Okay, I read it. Okay, I'm smart, I swear.
You're doing great, man.
Okay, cool. So you don't do an additional harm. They'll do an additional harm towards you. So they are elite guards. So they have either 2 armor. They have 2 armor and 2 harm.
Okay. My gang has 3 harm and 1 armor.
This is okay. And then you reduce the harm. So you have
And
2
I
armor.
inflicted more.
Yep. So
4 harm and 2 armor.
So you deal 2 harm, and they deal no extra harm to you. I'm going to say the complication from Zukov helping
Fires
is
in the back of my head.
Zukov.
Listen, man, they might be made of rubber, but a 6-pound rubber grenade flying at high velocity is still gonna hit like a truck.
Yeah. Kinetic weapon, no joke. Rubber bullets can kill. So let me give you a hard bargain, Zukov. You can lose your grenade launcher, or you can lose one of your guys
Grenade
in this
launchers.
fight. You lost a grenade launcher?
Yup.
Okay. So yeah, tell me what it's like, you know, because his guys are going. There's only like Draco, 2 other guys, and Igor, but they're just fucking going ham on these people. So what happened for you to lose a grenade launcher?
The guy in power armor blindsided me, and I used it to block his attack.
Oh, like another random dude in power armor?
Oh, was there only one? Did he die yet?
Actually,
Did you have another plan for him?
Draco did not mention to you that there's a power armor guy in here. So
I know, but I, as a player, know that there's a power armor guy in here.
yeah, so no, that wouldn't be the guy, but we can say there's another power armor guy. That's fine.
Oh, is there?
We can say that. That's fine.
Sure.
Okay, so yeah, you know, and Draco, tell me how your guys are assaulting a position, how they're assaulting these guys room to room, and how Igor or yourself or your 2 other guys took on a guy in power armor.
Well, Igor is basically being used for shock and awe. You know, bust open the door before every time we react. They focus on him, which lets the other 3 of my gang plus whoever else is here get the drop on them. Because I can't imagine that they're expecting a bunch of peasants to have power armor.
Yeah. So yeah, we see Igor head charging in, grabbing one guy by his head, grabbing another guy by the head, and just slamming them together and just yelling. And these people are like, "What the actual fuck?" And they start running. A couple of them are like, "No, stand and fight!" And like they're gunning, and you know you're there, throwing a lasso around them, ripping them out.
Flank left, no flank right.
Yeah, like they're completely disorientated, and that's what's just tearing them apart. And then like Zukov, you and like 2 other of or one of Draco's guys like bust into like this cafeteria area, and you're just cleaning house when all of a sudden, fucking from the gym, like a filing, like a office door, a power armor guy just comes, like busts through the door, like knocks you to the ground, and you spin on your back and start to pull your sidearm, and he just stomps the grenade launcher. And then at that point, Igor comes in with Draco, and it's just this dog pile on this power armor guy, and just pull his fusion core and just start ripping him to pieces.
Power armor's not intact then.
No.
Okay.
No, his gang is not subtle.
Yeah, I can imagine like Igor's like got him pinned down. We rip off the front of the armor, and I'm just with my crowbar just bashing his face in as many times, and there's just guts and giblets just kind of spraying out with every thwack.
And we just see Zukov sitting there holding his grenade launcher, crying. It's like, no.
I pull out one of or did the firing pin remain intact?
We'll say yeah. Why?
All right, so I grab a piece of metal, I grab the firing pin, and I grab one of the active grenades. I duct tape it all together so that it's essentially a makeshift impact bomb.
Out of curiosity, do you have any barter left?
Negative.
Okay, go ahead and give me a like a create roll or something.
The hell would that be?
It does exist, if I remember right.
Workspace?
Yeah, be under your workspace. Your 2 guys with you. That
didn't do anything.
Fucking jingle. We'll just say that you can do it this one time.
Perfect.
Cool. So yeah, with the help of Hammer, you guys put it together, and you have basically a makeshift power sledge.
Power sledge, that's an impact bomb.
Oh, sorry, I missed that. Yeah, so you have an impact bomb. I thought you meant like an impact as in like a mace, but anyway.
No, you throw it like a football and it explodes.
Cool. So yeah, you have that now.
Perfect.
Cool. And yeah, so you guys start, and Stump, you said fear and dismay, and you were taking less harm and doing more harm. So okay, so fear and dismay. The rest of the guards are there's a last ditch effort of the guards that are remaining. They're down to a small group, and they flee towards the command center. And we are cutting back over to as we see like a guard running down a hallway, like fuck this, man, I'm done. They run over a pool of blood, and then the footprint leaves it on the ground, and the camera watches the footprint. And we cut to in the vault with Doc, his two guys, and Milo walking through as the camera, focuses on also a bloody footprint, and you can see them trailing off into the vault. Milo, you feel, and the mass relates to you, near the center downstairs is what the mass seeks.
I will follow suit.
Okay.
I know it'll be kind of early. Well, actually, no. I kind of want to... Let's see here. Where is it?
Yep. Thank you, Michelle.
Want to read the group or read a person. I'm just wondering of the other two, since...
Oh, the two people are with Doc?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of wondering about them. So
yeah, go ahead.
Jesus.
There you go. I think you just get to ask all those. When's a crit? So I guess I'll just go down them. I'll go by them and reference them a bit. Them telling the truth, how?
I'll have it to where while we're actually kind of walking, I'm following the mask, but everyone, I'm guessing, probably following me.
Yeah, they just see you wandering. They don't see the mask, but yeah.
I just asked them, do they, how much do they know of this place?
Those two are young enough that they did not.
Actually, I'll refer it as how much do they know of this home. I'll say it like that.
Okay, so you maybe hear them over talking and you believe they're telling the truth, that they have not been here. So next one is, what is your characters really feeling? That was pretty straightforward. They're feeling freaked out. Doc has been, they trust Doc, they really do. And they're kind of going along with him. If it wasn't for him, they would fucking run. What does your character intend to do? They intend to protect Doc, and as soon as he's dead, they're leaving. They have no interest in protecting you. What does your character wish I do? So that's towards you. I guess they kind of wish you weren't so fucking weird, like that this was okay, that you weren't some weird child just acting like that Doc seems to trust. Like, they really wish you'd just kind of go away. And how could I get your character to go away? No, that's a question for you. So how could you get them to do what?
I will get the feeling that they're very concerned. They're like, what the fuck, and know that if Doc goes down, yeah, abandon me. I just want to see if I could actually get them to try to trust me a bit more.
If they saw you, if they either saw evidence that you're not just some freaky kid that's doing shit and you actually like got something going for you, they might put a bit of investment in. But if you were to save their life or do something for them in a critical situation, they probably wouldn't just abandon you unless it was like dire.
I'll go like this. Kind of dig it into my bag. I want to actually pull out the strong sedative that I actually have, and I actually want to try to turn to them. Huh?
I just yelled at you. I'll make you love me. I'm kidding. Go ahead.
But I'll pull it out, and well, since Pit Boy was kind of shown, but kind of also showing that it's like I didn't have a choice with this Pit Boy.
Yep.
I want to hold it out and go, this was in the room that I was stuck in. Do you know what it does?
Are you asking Doc, or are you asking one of the guys?
I'd be like offering to anyone to inspect more to the other two, since Doc is at least tolerant of me right now.
Right. So I guess I'll let Doc. I'll just say you notice that the kid's trying to communicate with the other two guys. Do you just kind of jump out in front and like, no, don't talk to them, or do you let the kid interact with your two people that are with you? You know how they feel.
Remind me how they feel?
They are freaked the fuck out. They don't like what this is going. They're trusting you fully, but there is no trust for this kid, and they're seeing some really weird shit in this vault so far, and no guards, and yeah, they're all sorts of. This is not okay. I want to leave.
I suppose with that in mind, I get between Bozo and my friends.
Okay. So then do you go to answer Milo's question, like, what is this? Because he holds out a vial of sedative, which you would be able to identify right away.
Sure, yeah. I explained that it's a sedative. Why not?
What exactly would it be used for?
Calming people down, making things hurt less, taking naps.
Sedating things.
Does it also go with, and after I'll pull up the hypo needle gun and go, is it supposed to be used with this?
What is the basis of all these questions? It sounds vaguely threatening, to be honest.
I'll kind of have a little bit of a saddened face, and it's like, I woke up and there's no one there. There's no one in the room that I was in. Cold metal table.
And this stuff was used on you?
I don't remember. I think maybe.
Okay.
I don't know why this is stuck on my arm, why I can't take it off.
Okay, that checks out. Yeah, it's entirely possible that someone held you against your will and this kept you from being conscious.
I'll have to hand over the sedative and the needle gun over to the doc.
Yeah, okay. Those are useful things. I can tuck those away.
And I'll kind of look towards the other two and be like, I'm sorry for making you feel like this. I just don't really understand what is going on. But you would at least know, like, when you're doing something seems right?
You're addressing my friends again. What's their name?
Yeah, it's kind of open, but looking towards them, trying to at least somewhat ease them.
I say, let me introduce Stephen and what the heck's the other guy named?
I never gave him names. Steven is now one of their names.
I gave him names in the first session, dude. Stephen
Scrolling.
Michelle, do you remember?
It said Stephen and Ivan.
It's Stephen and Ivan, yeah.
Okay.
It's in my notes.
Okay.
Go ahead. Anyway, so this is Stephen Ivan. I don't think I know the kid's name.
Milo.
Okay, Stephen Ivan, Milo, Stephen and Ivan. Sometimes introductions help people mellow. Not always. Yeah. Maybe just let them be. What else is on your mind, Milo?
There's something here. I had showed you the threads, the column, beacon, whatever. Do you know where that is or what that is?
I don't know exactly what it is, but I feel it too, and I'm drawn to it. It's this direction. That's why we're here.
All right.
Cool. Both of you can have +1 going forward. And I'll say any help action or HX action that you guys do together is 2 instead of 1. That was good. That was very good. Yeah, so, it's been a while, right? Like you guys stopped for a bit. And again, it's just eerie. There's no one fucking here, and there's lights on. Some of the rooms are dark, but you can realize
You told us the lights were screwed up.
No, the lights
on?
In the environmental settings just say error.
Okay.
They're on, though.
So certainly there could be dangerous people or things in here. It would be awfully neat if the rest of our group would join up with us here for a little more exploration. I don't know. Do we have a radio? Can we pull that off?
You could try using a radio.
Okay, get on the radio and tell the others where we're at and ask them if they're ready to come join us here, because we'd like to check out the vault, but there's safety in numbers and we don't have them.
You go to do the radio and...
Sounds like nobody's hearing me. Is it because I'm in the vault? Let's go back to the door.
I'm not sure about actually going back, but I'm going to turn to the mass and actually ask, do you have to be here or can you find the others? Oh, wait, no. I have no memory of them.
Yeah, you don't.
That's right. I'd actually just turn to the doc and go, "Who are you calling to?"
The people we came here with?
But there's you, Doc, you, Steve, and you, Ivan.
Yep, that's true. But there's still others outside the vault that we came here with, and it would be awfully nice to have them along.
I'll turn to the mass and be like, through the link of, are the others he talk about trustworthy?
We are not trustworthy.
I don't know that.
Would re-roll our weird?
That sounds like a question towards like that was asking Doc Boo. Did I miss something?
No, I was asking the mass.
Oh, sorry, I missed that.
He said he's calling the other people, and it's like, I know you. So I'm asking the mass of like.
Yeah, okay. The mass looks at you and says, "I don't know them either."
Okay, so what awareness does Doc Wu have of the mass at this time, if any?
Give me a weird roll, open your brain roll.
Is that how I do that? Nope, that's the wrong roll. Sorry. Hang on, we'll figure this out.
You're fine. I did say weird roll at first, so if it's worse than that roll, then I'll just let you keep that roll. But
open the brain.
Welcome back. Stop dying.
No promises.
Okay, so we'll keep the 8 for before. So you get a partial. So you get the impression you already know all there is to know. The MC will tell you that. So you were just asking if you could sense the mass.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's right next to you.
And what is it?
Say possibly right now, just more of wolf-like shape, just the eyes staring right at me.
It's hard to say what it is though, because it just shifts. So I'd say the impression you get is whatever current form it's in. Shoot, what form is it in currently?
Mainly a wolf right now.
Yeah, so you would just know it to be a wolf.
Like, do I think it's a wolf though?
No. it's like somebody impersonating one.
Man, if I could actually remember the name of this one show, there was like the other way to describe for how you're viewing the person or the creature is there was a show that these like secret agents or whatnot, it was all like cartoon style, animated style, but they would literally like wear these special suits where looking at them, you would see similar facial structures of like other people, different clothing, and it would just constantly shift between them to hide their identity.
So,
oh, never mind. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I forget. Shoot, did we establish you can actually see Doc's face or no?
No.
Okay.
Oh, you
So
did.
there was someone I thought that you could, and I couldn't remember who. My notes, because I'm stupid, didn't write it down.
All right, I'm going to trundle back to the entrance of the vault and try the radio again, because I'd like to gather my friends before we go bumbling about in a vault that could be dangerous.
Right. So as you're going back out, we cut to Cabbage and currently in a group of people. Cabbage, can you just give me a seize by force, but use your hot or cool instead?
I will use hot because that is one of my skills, I believe. Unflappable persona, act under fire. No, this isn't really an act under fire issue, is it?
No, you're storming this place.
Seize by force is, where is that?
Battle moves.
Battle moves. Seize by force is usually hard. Let's see what it goes. And roll hot. Damn.
That is unfortunate. So
very unfortunate.
So go ahead and choose one.
Well, I would have had at least a +1.
Right.
All right. I think we're going to assault a secure position. I think we're just going to go for it.
Okay, so you get over the secure position.
We do exchange harm though.
Yep, and you're currently rocking with 2 armor, 1 guards. They are 2 armor, 2 harm, and so we'll say that you actually do suffer 1 harm in the attack. That's for the complication. And you lose almost all the rebel rousers and 2 of the guards.
Oh damn!
You went from a medium to a small gang, and the secure position is now dead.
Oh, what does that mean? What does it mean that the secure position is dead?
Oh, sorry. That the position, the people who are in this position that you took over are gone. Like,
okay. So we have taken the position. but not without great cost. Right? Am I understanding it?
Say that again. I have a nephew screen.
So we have actually managed to seize the radio tower, but
You have the outside of the radio tower, and you're
not
about to
without
win.
cost. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay. Then, yeah, like last final push. Let's do it.
Cool. So we're cut over to Sasha. Sasha, you have browbeat this tank into. So give me like one more vehicle harm roll to see how well you did.
Vehicle harm roll. Need to be more specific.
Like a combat roll.
Well, which one?
You pick. Well, that
Okay.
makes sense. You got the tank currently. It's immobilized. Its gun is trying to swing back on you, or at least towards other people that you're trying to defend. The machine gunner is doing nothing other than making minor dents.
So if it's immobilized and I still can move around, let's see, what is my speed? I should really pin that thing to my screen. I have -1 speed, that doesn't help. Okay, then this other roll.
Okay. +0. Okay. All right. So you roll exchange harm, and we established that. You have 2 armor, they have 2 armor. So I guess we'll just do exchange harm. So you do 3 harm with your vehicle combat, correct?
I do 2 harm when using it as a weapon, like ramming, and I suffer 1 less harm when doing that as well, on top of my other armor.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, you push it to the side, but you do not stop it. I'll say that you can pick a seize by force roll, like one of the partial successes. Pick one of those.
I guess keep hold of something I have. Like, do I technically have it right now?
Keep something hold that you have. I mean, I'll say you probably like. What do you want? Like, do you want to just
I basically
maintain so
want
it can't
to-
fire?
Either it can't fire or they basically flee the scene and aren't operating the tank.
Well, that ain't something you have, but we'll say that they still can't fire. So,
Well, that could be impressed, dismay, or frightened. Like, if they're frightened enough, that could be another.
right, if you want to do that one, you can. So pick either the front one or the keep hold something.
Frightened.
Okay. Yeah. So the tank is immobilized, so they get out and run.
Okay.
Run for the tree line. Fuck, there are no trees.
Right.
Should I-
They run into nearby buildings and start taking off. Maybe a couple of them get beaten up by.
I guess I could try to gun them down as they run. I don't know.
What would that be? I wouldn't think you would exchange harm.
Well, that'd be like my LMG gunner.
Right. I'm just trying to think of what role that would be.
Oh, that would be lay down fire, maybe.
Go aggro.
Lay down
Or
fire.
grow aggro,
Actually, yeah. Actually, grow aggro. Yeah, do that.
Your intent is to cause harm, so you can force their hand and suck it up.
Yeah. Otherwise, lay down fire would be like supporting fire for. Well, I guess there's no players out. Or is Cabbage still up here?
Your cabbage is working his way into the radio tower right now.
Okay. If he was
So-
nearby, then I could use lay down fire. But
Yeah, they
same roll
take.
regardless.
Yeah, they take off, but you're pretty sure that you saw them duck through alleys. It looks like they're not quite out of the fight. But we cut back to like we see you like ram this tank and like push it into a building and start sinking into the building, and they get out and run away. And as one of them jumps down into the snow to take off, we see the same like the camera like pushed like focused on a foot hitting the snow. That foot is matched perfectly up with Igor smashing someone's skull. As we cut back to the command center, and you guys are down a hallway, and at the end of the hallway there are 3 flame turrets, one on either side of the door and one in the ceiling. That's Igor, or sorry, Draco and Zukov and your groups.
I will probably be trying to scavenge a weapon off of these elite guards.
Give me let's do a weird roll, just a flat weird roll. That's a full success. So I'll say you can find. I'll give you a hard bargain, Andrew. You can find a 5 harm type of like AP grenade, or you can have a 2 harm gun.
2 harm gun.
Okay, you now have a 2 arm gun.
All right, flame turrets.
Yep.
Stay
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
Stay back a
Unfortunately-
moment.
I was gonna say, unfortunately for Draco, you don't have random rebel rabble to throw at him.
Well, I got him. He just said stay back, so I'm gonna let him go take care of
Hold
it.
back a moment. I pull out the radio and I radio Krakus. Turn off.
It doesn't work.
Oh, no, they smashed the radio inhibitor, didn't they?
No, they didn't.
Huh. All right. Well, I guess I'll send Ricket back. Ricket, go tell Krakus, or go back to the. I'm trying to think. Sorry, my brain's not here. Fuel flow control station. Turn off flow to flame turrets fuel in command building.
So, are you radioing this?
No, I am telling Ricket to go back and either tell Krakus to do it or do it himself.
Right. Okay. Gotcha.
Ben,
Yeah.
in this particular setting, is like the infrastructure for the flame turrets like buried in the wall, or can we see pipes?
You can see pipes. Yes.
Does that mean if we fuck up pipes, they no longer get fuel?
Or you fuck up pipes, ignite fuel, and burn the whole place down.
You mean you fuck up pipe? You know how to do this, right?
I am. Plan in place. Will happen soon.
Yeah. So,
No, it's soon not good enough. We need it now. We gotta keep moving. Keep.
Yeah,
keep
Ricketts
ball
already
rolling,
gone.
Or they regroup.
Igor's like, I can take the heat. Ranley has a voice modulator that sounds like the Firebat.
All right. I try to find a way. I look for a valve. Or rather, I pull out my 5-inch wrench and I try to find a bracket to beat up.
Yeah, we'll just say you can find it.
I mean, Igor could just find pipes and just squeeze it with metal claw. No more
Do
flow.
so carefully. Fuel should stop flowing to turrets immediately. Fuel shouldn't drown us before shutting off.
So, you're gonna have Igor do this?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's gonna have the big arm. He's gonna like find the pipe and just clamp it shut.
Yeah, normally I'd make you make a roll for this, but Igor goes to, crimp down on the pipe. Nothing leaks out.
Perfect. Aye, that should do.
So
They might have internal reserve. Internal reserve. Use caution.
but who shut off gas?
Hammer says, I don't know, maybe, did you have Crack? Yeah, you left Krakus behind, right?
Yes, I left Krakus behind to defend the not command center, the flow station, and I sent Ricket back to go turn off the fuel.
Yeah, the flow station is not 6 feet down the hallway. It would have taken them time to get there, relay an order, and then turn off the.
I thought it was literally just 6 feet down the hallway.
No, it's a little bit. If you want to wait for him, you can, but otherwise, Igor's like thrashing to get going.
Yeah, we keep pushing.
Yeah, okay, Igor.
He will catch up.
Yeah, he closes this helmet hood and just like runs forward with the voice modulator, and the turrets turn and you see it like puff flame and nothing. He just goes up to it, starts punching it and ripping it apart, and just cartoon style level of destruction.
We don't need those in here anyways.
Okay, onward.
Yeah, so you guys enter. You enter in through, or you go up to the big door, and who opens the door?
Igor is going to kick it open as dramatically as possible.
Okay, the camera is inside the door, and the door is kicked in as dramatically as possible.
It's got this like low angle looking up. It's just foot. And it's just
There's a staircase. There's a staircase, like right after the door, so it's like really low, and one of the doors goes flying off. The other one like whips aside and slams in the concrete, creates a dent.
It's a completely empty room.
So then the camera pans around, and you see like this hall, like this command center, and in the center of this like plinth is this massive hulk of a power armor. It looks like if you kind of scale the power armor twice as big, and it's got like a huge like grafted minigun on it and a flamethrower.
That's terrifying.
And
Problem.
yeah,
The automatons were.
oh no, we're back in Helldivers. Give me a second.
Ba, 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 ba. Ba, ba.
We need
Paul
lungs.
lands, just kills us all.
Helldiver comes out. Where'd everybody go?
Yeah, but the dude turns, and you can see him detach a cable from the flamethrower and whip it, kind of in annoyance. And he looks over to you guys at the door and says, "It's about time you fuckwads show up."
Haven't we all been over this?
No, that's a different guy. Different voice, too. For the people, like, if it was like a movie, it recognizes 2 different voices.
I am legally distinct guy number 2.
Yeah, so he stomps forward once. Oops.
He stops forward once, and says,
A long time ago, my grandfather, Sesko Trivio, told me that one day I would rule over the people that were so rightly his. And today, I will honor my grandfather's wishes. And he starts stomping forward. I will tear apart each one of your limbs slowly and watch you scream for as long as the blood lasts.
And this is the guy at the vault?
this is a different person at the command center.
Okay.
It has been established. This is a different asshole. They're both assholes, but this is a different one.
Yeah. Yes.
Echo.
Yeah!
1 second.
No, don't fix it. This is funny.
It was...
Wait.
You just had it on when you thought it was off, and off when you thought it was on.
Damn it.
You're doing
Fucking
great.
losers.
I noticed that I wasn't going to say anything, though.
The fucking Stream Deck is useless.
You're doing great, man.
That's frustrating. Super frustrating. Whatever. I tried.
Last battle.
Yeah, so we cut and we're back at Cabbage. You guys have started to raid the radio tower. There's very little resistance in here. You've pretty much established yourself, and you get to the controls of the radio tower, and you're like, yeah, this is my jam.
Yeah,
this thing has
I
range.
turn that thing on and I crank it to max.
Yeah, this thing has range. It supposedly could reach the entire continent of Russia into China if it had to.
That is the plan.
Yep. So, you go to put the headphones on?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you hear this.
Put the missile at the jammer.
You take them off, and you remember, all right, there's the jammer outside.
You're doing great, man.
Yeah. So, do you how do you deal with it? Do you just go out and try and find the controls to turn it off, or what?
Modify it and reverse its effect.
So, I mean,
I don't think you can reverse a jammer. I think it just works or it doesn't work.
yeah, well, we can't go out. Where is the jammer? Do we know where the jammer
It's
is?
just right outside the radio tower.
Oh, well,
Park next to the radio tower,
Yeah, let's-
abandoned by the dudes
go
who
out and
got
turn it
scared.
off. Or send somebody out to go turn it off.
Yeah.
You're
So
missing a gem, maybe, turning it into
Rally to the cause. That's not too bad.
cool.
I tell someone to go together to a place you name. I don't care what you do to it, just break it. Make it stop
Yeah,
working.
so 3 of the guards who were with you are like, yes.
Yeah.
And one of the rebels just goes with them.
Oh, we
And,
forgot about Jammer. And I'm hurt,
Yes,
man. I'm like bleeding all over the floor in here.
Right. And nobody in this gaggle of people is a doctor in any way or first aid or EMT.
Honestly, I kind of feel like the mashed up face makes me look more commanding.
Yeah.
I don't think I should take those -1s.
His eyes all bruised up, but he just put a pirate patch over it.
Yeah. No, I look awesome.
Okay, so
Sorry.
yeah, you finish or the guy comes back, you go to you have one headphone on, kind of just listening away from your ear because it's loud, and it went away.
Excellent. This broadcast goes out to all rebels. all revolutionaries, that's what we'll call them. All the revolutionaries, rally at the, where are we? We're at the fuel factory, at the vault, rally at the vault. We have taken the vault. We are victorious this day. I don't know, some shit like that.
Yeah. Because you have such a far reach,
God's damned inspiring.
go give me, what is it? Give me a rally to the cause roll with a +2 going forward. Partial. Okay. What is your main goal? Like, the hope is that the other outlying camps that the Raiders have control of rise up as well, because they have other camps.
Well, that's kind of, yeah, because like nobody likes these Raiders. They kind of been running the show for a while. So like maybe you could say it's maybe twofold. Like one, like anybody that's been like anybody was originally in the group, like some of those other guards, whoever like got dispersed by the immediate squad needs to pull back together and rally here. And then whoever out there is listening needs to know that there's a new like political landscape.
Yeah, so we after we see the static go away, you put it on, you flick through, and you see like a weird setting that's been added to it. Looks like somebody met the radio, which is basically overdrive. And it says like a little sticky note in Cyrillic next to it that basically says, only use if you want to override all radios in camps.
I do want to do that.
Yeah, so then you hit override, big surge of energy, cracks through the tower, and
it's now a Tesla tower.
Yeah, and it zaps everyone, they all die. Yeah, so we see you sit down, hit all these switches, you give out this cry, and the camera's like circling around this tower as the snow falls, and we see like the red blink. And right before we cut, we see those two people, or no, there would be four people, four in the tank crew from the old tank, like come out from an alley with like a couple more guards. Nice. And they start working their way towards the building. And then we cut and we go to Milo and Doc Boo. And we see
Cricket.
as you guys go further and further down. Eventually you go down a set of stairs and an elevator. And Milo, you, like, the mass has been following, but you feel a similar presence nearby. But it feels like the mass is erratic. Like it like kind of digital energy, it kind of flicks in and out, kind of weird. But this just feels weird. It actually feels like it's held together, like it's being forced in. And you, Doc Boo, and your two companions, you walk up to where you believe it's coming from, and you see the words reactor on the door.
Tasty snack.
Ionization, my favorite spice.
So, did the rest of the people like respond to the radio or no?
Oh, sorry about that. No, when you went out, there was no static. Or sorry, there was static.
So, same shit, different spot.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, I was reading from my...
Okay. And my guys are with me, but Bozo the child went back further into that vault then?
I kind of would have stayed where you decided to go.
Bozo the
Had a
child.
look around.
Okay, Milo. Okay. So if no one's getting on the radio, I don't really want to go exploring the vault solo, so I think I'm going to go find the rest of the group and gather them up to come back to the vault. Probably the right place to go is the radio broadcast location, because that was the other location of interest, as I recall.
So you were going to leave the vault?
I mean, it just doesn't seem a good idea to go spelunking solo. I mean, the four of us is not really enough. Okay. I hate it when the game master loads the question up like that. So you're just gonna blankety blank blank. It's like, well, that's the wrong choice. It's telegraphed too hard. Anyway, moving on. Yes, I'm going to leave the vault and go to the radio tower.
It's more that I have you all... So the idea is that I give you a thing you can handle or a thing I do that will give you a narrative that you want. I get being cautious, but this isn't... I ain't Gary Gygax, and this isn't fucking first edition or second edition D&D.
So
If you
what
want
you're
more
telling
help,
me is the meta is go ahead and go for it.
Right, because I'm setting you up for an adventure. But if you want more people to stomp out this issue, that's great too. But I'm just letting you know. I explained this when we first.
He's not expecting you.
You're the hero.
To take down an elder lich. He's probably just going to send a few bandits.
Well, I mean,
I don't have to take her down. I just have to have dinner with her. I don't have to take her down. That's fine. Okay, so accepting the meta, we will go ahead and dive deeper into the vault and find out what there is to find out.
All right. I was gonna say, if you want, you can go get more help. That's fine. Just letting you know that I'm not doing this to be mean or like, oh, you know, I'm just trying to kill you. But anyway, so you go deeper into the vault and you arrive at a door that has a sign above it that says reactor.
That's promising.
Is there a way to open the door?
Yeah, it's the same kind of like some of these doors have been automated where you just walk close to them, they open, and some of them you actually have to like go to the left or right depending on what side it is and like flick a switch and it releases it.
I'll just kind of look at the dock and go, fine if we open it. I'll look towards Doc and be like, should we open it?
Simon?
I got distracted by a local conversation. Please reiterate for my dumb self.
It's fine. I've been having my nephew like just fucking bombarding me with, oh, I'm really mad at my friends. Like they only want to play Apex Legends. And it's like, I don't care, buddy. You're not getting it. It's a fucking kernel level anti-cheat. I told you already. And
are you on my stream that aren't for me?
Say what?
Are you the reason I keep getting notification beeps on my stream that aren't for me?
Yeah. No, he's silenced.
Oh, okay.
The only one at recent was Charlotte texted me, but I wasn't expecting that.
Right on. Okay, so what did I miss? I apologize. I was briefly distracted.
Something reactor door. Freaky child asked you something.
Yeah.
What did the freaky child say?
Should we open up the door, see what's there?
Well, I studied the door. Is there like giant danger signs, or does it seem like it's probably safe to enter?
Yeah, Vault-Tec wasn't too big on danger signs on anything. So no, there isn't.
Okay, and what do I know of this room? Like, is it like raw radiation, or is it the room is fine to go in, the reactor is contained within it?
So the reactor's contained, and usually what ends up being in these rooms is the transformers. The actual reactor's underneath them in a contained, self-sufficient way that has some access points and stuff to get to for people that need to work on it, as well as safety equipment to work on them. But this room is basically the transformer maintenance, and there's also usually like the cooling tanks and stuff.
And where is the amorphous wolf at this time?
You feel it close to Milo, but close enough to you to be uncomfortable.
Oh, so I don't want to give the wolfie good boy pats?
You can try, actually, if you want to open your brain real quick.
Yeah, I'm down. Let's give the wolfie good boy pats. Open my brain. There it is.
Okay. Hey. Ooh, that's 6 cents. Huh.
So I don't know if I need that as a follow-up roll. That's what I usually use as a follow-up roll when I'm doing the medical thing. I don't
I mean, the 6 cents is when you open your brain to the second maelstrom, roll sharp instead of weird. It just lets you roll sharp instead of weird, is all.
Hey.
Shoot, I should have been rolling 6 cents the whole time. I apologize for that. I forgot that I was supposed to use that instead of opening your brain. My bad.
Oh no, it does have a couple of extra effects.
It does. If you already know, there's now this who tell you. So what information would you like to learn about this this thing?
Basically, is it a good boy, and or is it a force of malevolence?
A matter of perspective. Depends on their view of good and evil.
I have a chaos gremlin right here, right?
What? It almost feels like a better term, a corrupted hard drive variant of Milo with a bunch of goofy Swiss Army knife spiritual attachments to it.
That doesn't sound directly malevolent. That sounds a little AFU though.
AFU.
All fucked up.
Yeah.
What does the A stand for again?
Okay, good boy Pats. Yes, we can open this door, Milo. There shouldn't be any harm in it.
Well then, start figuring out how to open up the door.
Yeah, I'll give the door opening a try since Milo's tiny. Although I'm old, so whatever.
Right, I mean the doors are easy.
Easy doors are the best kind. Open the door.
Okay, so yeah, you pop open the door, and let me look at my thing here real quick. Where did it go? Oh, right there. Yeah, so you see Well, you ask me, or you tell me, Doc. Have you been in this room before?
This
Like
is
enough
where I grew up.
to remember detail about it.
This is where I grew up. I've been in every room. I like to check things out, know what's going on around me.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so this room has been heavily modified. The 5 transformers have a very strange apparatus on each of them, and they all lead to this thing in the back of the room that's connected to one of the tanks. And inside the tank appears to be some humanoid floating there and hooked up to these things inside the tank. And you also see this very weird machine that's in the place of where a normal coolant tank would be, which you probably can make a guess that means these reactors are running, they should be running under lower load because there's less coolant, but you're not really sure. And at the end of the room near this tank, you swear to fuck you can see like some type, like it would be a graphic anomaly in like a video game, standing next to this person standing there in front of this tank. And the graphic anomaly is just like texture bug, like you kind of see like tiny bits of static squares and then like weird warbling effects like radiation or heat, and then it like cuts to like thin lines.
Milo, we may have found our weird thing. Boy, his battery must be really low if he had to hook up to a reactor.
So the thing is, like, standing outside of a tank or...
Yeah, the distortion is outside the tank, so it's like an astral projection of the douche inside being charged.
So you open the door, and you get to say that. Milo, do you do anything?
I'm going to be a little bit hesitant, but I want to actually take a peek in the other world, open my brain, see if the person that's in the tank is causing that, if there's like a thread, or it's some other source. So, look.
Let's see. Yeah, so you go to reach into the tank, and there's just like a kind of a slap, and you see this like much bigger version of the mass, and it's kind of like a Cerberus but shifting through multiple creatures, and it's like standing there looking at you, and you see all the weird things on top of these big like metal boxes on each side. There's 5 of them. There's transformers. There's like this black pulsing energy that's going straight towards this creature, and they're like around its neck, and you can see that black energy is coming up through the ceiling and leading down or from or to, you're not sure, the person or thing that's in the tank.
I am going to look towards the other creature and ask, can you speak?
It goes to open its mouth, and then the human who's standing next to the tank turns around, and the thing that tries to speak, the thing it's trying to speak, its mouth is snapped back shut. And a older guy, probably some brown left in his hair, walks forward a bit, and we're talking about, you know, probably say 50, 60 feet away is like this tank, and then the guy's a couple feet in front of that. He walks forward and he crosses his arms, and he's looking at you, Milo, and he says, welcome home, Onivenka.
I don't recall this being a home. Why are you telling me this is my home?
Because it is. Your parents grew up here. You were born shortly before you were taken from this vault. You and your, and he looks behind and looks back at you, sister.
Did I have
Good.
Did I have other siblings?
Are you asking him or are you asking me?
Him.
He shakes his head. No, just the 2 of you.
I'm going to read a person. Or actually, no. Can I,
Think about that. Doc, what are you doing?
I'm going to use the Sixth Sense to, A, try to determine if this thing is the source of what was kind of summoning me here.
Okay.
And, again, B, what level of malevolence is associated with it.
Okay.
And I think that gets a +1, maybe a +2, depending, because of our earlier conversation.
Yeah, I think we get a +2. I'd say it's a critical success. So you want to know the intent of the creature or the guy? So I missed that.
So I would like to assess the whole situation. So if you need more rolls, we can do that. But I'm trying to make a full assessment of what's going on here.
Okay. So you just want to know the general vibe of the room at the moment.
I think so, but not at the moment, but a little deeper than that, like the vibe of the guy and the creature, the thing being charged.
I suppose I'm used to rolls not being crits because it would be with a +2. So I think I'll just give you both. The general vibe of the room is Requiem, Resurgence, Reunion. There's this strange feeling of something coming together. It's a very hard, like, strong feeling, and it kind of is everywhere. It's not necessarily emanating from one or two people or the creature or whatever. You get a sense of deep agony, fear, constantly emanating from the back of the room where the tank would be. You get satisfaction and whole, like, I guess just smug satisfaction from the guy, and from the creature, it's all over the place. It is, it feels like, since you got a crit, I guess I'll just say it. It feels like the fear, the sadness, the dread, the constant pain and agony that's coming from the back, and the smugness of this guy, and this, like, everything's coming together, things are going my way. They're kind of, when you go to look at the creature through the mind, it's just this constant jumble over and over again. Like the guy, the thing in the tank, the guy, the thing in the tank, just back and forth. And you also feel like there's something held, like it's being held down, or it's being held in place, or it's being restricted. And you get this small smidge of a caged animal below all that.
So it seems like the thing that's the most human here is the most evil here. Does that check out?
Yes.
All right. Figured out which of the abilities I was going to do. I wanted to see if I could actually do...
Real quick, we're going to do yours. And then, unfortunately, I was hoping to kind of rush through some stuff, but we will need one more session to finish off, if everyone's okay with that.
Sure. We can figure something out.
Okay. So yeah, should go ahead and do what you were going to do.
I was going to do Crown of Thorns, if I could do that.
Let me reread that real super quick so I can...
I can't. I was going to actually try to pop it up to show everything, but it only shows a small portion unless I roll.
Yeah.
Because I want to...
Go for it.
I want to find out what the fuck he's talking about.
Yep. Look at that. So... How would you, real quick, just so I know, because I wrote this kind of vaguely in the sense that you could interpret it the way you want to. How do you interpret that ability being used?
There, he had said home, sister, and part of me, I don't remember, to confirm, I don't remember my other siblings on the outside, correct? Or would I still remember them?
No, yeah, it's pretty much all not there. So you're trying to dig into that?
Oh, so it's him saying that, and it's like, I think, trying to remember the memory and just feeling this void, this empty space.
Yeah, I think we crack it wide open then with a full success. Sure. I'm going to read this out, and then that's what'll fade to black. For those who remember, this will seem familiar. Cold and distant, Onivenka stares out the hole in a tar-soaked cloth covering the window as she sees her mother and father kneeling in the snow. It's always like this, you say to yourself. The guards come, take what little we have, to what? Protect me? Wish Mom and Papa would just give up. Life would be so much easier. You feel deep. She blinks away, you blink away dry tears, devoid of any tears left to cry. She looks down. Papa said we came from the bunker. We used to hope of helping the world above, but I've never seen anyone worth helping, only people that want to hurt us. As you reach out to grip your sister's... Is it your sister? It is. You reach out to grab your sister's hand. Jenkri looks at you, and this is where the memory becomes foggy and distorted. And we see flashes of the girl we now know in the tank, and we see your mouth moving. Ovienka, they're gonna kill Mom and Pop. As you reach out to grip her, you hear the crack, and another crack, and Jenkri slumps to the floor and holds her eyes. You look out the window and see your mother, or Mama and Papa, in the snow. The man walks towards your apartment. The last few things you remember is Jenkri screaming, and the man taking you and your sister away before a sharp pain stabs you in the neck, and then blackness.
Fuck, I have it to where I want to literally be like, after seeing that, I would want to just look towards that person and go, Vast Rend.
Yeah, that's a great place to black. Cool. Awesome. Well, yeah, I was hoping to rush through things, but kind of didn't want to stifle when you guys were doing stuff. And all right. Cool. Well, hope you all had fun.
Hopefully, next one will be the final one, the conclusion.
Yes, had fun.
Yeah, it will be definitely the final one. It's a boss fight, and Cabbage and Sasha are about to finally deal with some weird shit.
Are we doing level things
Like
before
weird
next
shit.
session?
No, you're still the level you are.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
but-
boss fight, and boss fight. Gotcha.
Yes, boss fight,
And weird
metaphorical
shit.
boss fight, and weird shit. Yeah,
That is weird shit.
Philosophical boss fight.
yeah, philosophical boss fight.
Fighting shadow cabbages.
I went to college for philosophy, so
You got this.
I went to college to meet girls.
How'd that turn out?
Really well. I met too many.
I went to college to learn programming.
Did that too?
I learned programming after college.
No, I didn't do that. I did it for
Eric,
one
you're right.
semester and then dropped out.
What was that, Simon?
I said it, and Eric's better at it than I am. I went to college for it, but Eric did it after college, and he's better at it than I am.
I have an undergrad degree in philosophy and a graduate degree in English.